Spevy, Win, Perma, and Postal have gone on an outside mission at night. The NPC, Sheepo, also joined them. Earlier, Sheepo had a reunion with his broken AI microwave that Spevy dug from the ground. Sheepo bathed it in the bathroom, and it broke. That is why he buried it outside. Its name is Barbie, as named by Sheepo. It is currently not functional, though. A man named Sacrifico joined them. Postal asked, "Can I turn him into a femboy?" Sacrifico asked, "How did you know?" Perma said, "Sacrificio is defo a femboy." Sigmund said, "I am your new leader. I will lead your mission and save the day." Perma said, "God damn. You son of a bitchin' in. Who the fuck are you, though?" Sigmund said, "I heard your plan. You need me. You need a strong white American main man to succeed. We better leave. No time to waste. We better get to killin'," he says with a deep American alpha accent. They got the hazmat suits and walked to the icy dark woods. On the way north, Postal got blown over by the wind, which made him land next to a pointy wood stub. They made it to the frozen lake and the remains of the burnt cabin. They found cooked human barbecue remains from what had been a bonfire. They heard the high-pitched screams coming from further north, so they continued to the Doom Forest. Eventually, the screams got closer. Sigmund whispers, "Stay here. Better I go alone. I've got the best chances of survival." As he disappears into it forest, the scream comes and Sigmund screams, and the human scream goes flying up to the air with an arc downwards, followed by silence. A 4-meter shadow in the woods moving towards them. The beast comes closer, and you see it is a tall Wendigo-looking humanoid, and it screams in front of them with anger. Postal said, "Seems female enough." Spevy said, "Wagwan." Perma said, "If it has a hole." Postal said, "There's a goal. Oi bud, how's it going? Wanna grab a double-double, rip down to the rink, and chill on the Chesterfield for a bit, eh?" The beast screams as a response like a dinosaur. Perma asked, "Do you know of the taste of flesh, of the supple orgasmic feel of the night, of the shadow, of a conversation with Sexano?" Then the Wendigo picked up Sacrifico from the ground and raised him up with his hands, and he bit his head off. After a little bit of fighting and shooting at the Wendigo, it took both Win and Spevy, raising them from the ground. It looked at them for a bit. Then it threw Win sideways across the air, hitting a tree sideways and passing out. The beast sniffed Spevy and observed him, while Spevy started to piss on its face. The beast took a hold of his legs with one hand, and with the other hand, he took a hold of his upper torso. He started to pull him both ways apart, which made Spevy rip in two. His upper half fell to the ground and stayed conscious as he watched the beast roll his detached lower half, as it got hit with the piss, still flowing to its face. Spevy then lit the snow around them on fire as it approached him. The beast stepped on his head, killing him as it caught on fire and fell to the ground. Perma came to shoot at its head. Postal finished it with a spear to the heart as it burnt. The Wendigo is dead and has returned to hell, as it had been summoned here by the cult prior to the nukes. They then walked back, taking the remains with them, planning to cremate him and scatter the ash around the goon hut. The journey back was safe, but upon entering the bunker, Win was really feeling something move in his guts now. He shit out an alien-looking ball-shaped thing that rolled down the stairs and disappeared into a vent in the walls. The tie between Spevy and Win in voting was settled with a scribble match, which Win won. That explains why Spevy died in the mission that finished, as the elimination result was done in the middle of the mission. Then the Cult Goon Alliance had a talk. Perma said, "I don't even know it's gonna be rough. If they're fully allied, then we're kinda done for." Postal said, "This is going to sound bad, but what about Pato?" Perma said, "We might as well vote someone who we know is guaranteed to go for one of us from their side." Postal said, "He hasn't contributed much." Perma said, "To be fair, it might be the call." They locked their vote as Pato. Then the other alliance had a talk. Lean said, For the vote today, I think we should do Space Wolf. A really cool person asked, Lean, how's the state of the Goon Club? Lean said, the speculation, as far as I know, seems to be that the traitor is either Postal, Space Wolf, or Cameron. Cheesy said, by the way, I already voted for Space Wolf. Gerald said, on it. Then they discussed further options for the coming days. Lean thought that Postal was best kept around as the Cult Goon Alliance believed he was the traitor. He also thought keeping Cameron alive as he had made a trip to Bunker C to bring food from the garden, taking a 1 in 50 chance of death gamble, while Lean had decided to not do any gambles like that. Cameron had an immunity for today, so he cannot be voted out. He won it from Scribble. As in the merge, every day the players get the opportunity to compete in Scribble by playing against the host. Then the player with the highest score gets an immunity and 20 health points, while the rest get some health points, but less and less the lower they rank. Then Space Wolf was eliminated, as the Cult Goon hadn't gotten enough votes against the other alliance. Perma said, WTF is going on with these votes? Gerald said, obligatory vote for me, of course. Space Wolf asked, what the fuck, guys? What did I do? I've done most of the missions. Space Wolf's eyes turn white and he starts to wiggle. He starts to levitate to the air, and as the shaking intensifies, as he screams like a hellish beast, he explodes into a bloody mess, painting the death bunker red.